There are enormous challenges facing us as a broadcaster in Africa. The organisation isn't as stable right now as it needs to be. There's been a lot of negative press. We believe we have enormous potential and talent, and working with Thomson, we want to realise that. In the early 90s, when there were so many political changes in South Africa, we needed to convert from a state broadcaster to a national public broadcaster. And Thomson were the first people we reached for. There was a flood of applications to come and train and help out from the Australians, the Canadians, the Americans. But we believed that the Thomson methods were tried and trusted, and so they came in. And we now are cementing it further, and we hope to expand it in the next few years.
The visuals I thought was a bit boring. We saw nothing of that. We saw people in suits. So I thought that could have been done a bit differently.
Now, I want us to go back to look at graphics and some writing.
He just made it so interesting. He told us so many different stories. We watched videos, everything from being funny to being serious. He just brought television alive.
And I don't see bias in Sky News. The laws are there, the guidelines are there, but the guidelines are that guideline.
Sometimes you get stuck in one place and you're doing it the same way you did it yesterday. But that's not the way TV should work. You want to keep people interested. You want television to come alive. You want the pictures to tell the story. And that is, I think, what the Thomson Foundation course did for me.
Before, what would happen is graphics would do something separate to what the journalist would be doing.
Over the beginning, because they put a few extra animations there.
And we'd have to gel that together at the editing. So it didn't really work because we weren't speaking to each other. If it wasn't the machines that couldn't speak to each other, it was the journalists and the artists. So this course, in a way, I think more of it would actually help the SABC in the future.
Now the competitors are there, not just locally, but from overseas. We need to absolutely up our game. We know that, and we saw an opportunity here working with Thomson to start the process.
You learn every day. There are things that we don't do when we get out to do the stories, which I've learned from the course.
Now we know that the things that we go through, we're not alone. And we're discussing how we could improve things as well, together.
I think that the biggest thing out of this course has been a renewed enthusiasm for the craft.
Look, just the fact that it opens your eyes to what can be done.
And it's not just the technical things where you're learning the writing and the styles, it's remembering why you became a journalist in the first place.
This is like our little Rainbow Nation team, and it's like the best.
He scored his highest test score of 228 in 2003.
You just get exposed to so many different elements of television and styles and stories. I'd say it's a must for any journalist who wants to become better at TV.
Crisp, simple writing. But if it doesn't add to the story, cut it out.
They seem to have just the right ingredient, just the right blend.
Now, I was hoping that Kieran would be here because we have got some certificates for you.
We feel very comfortable and secure with the Thomson people, with a vast amount of experience from them, and we always welcome them to our shores.